Hey guys, I'm Dylan with Vyper Industrial, and today I'm going to show you how to build the Robust Steel Max chair. As you open the box, you'll see all the parts, right? We got the backrest, legs, the seat post and hub assembly, foot rail, levers, instructions, very important, seat, 2 locking casters, 3 regular casters, lots of hardware, backrest cushion, and backrest rubber. Assembly shouldn't take too long, 10-15 minutes. Step number 1, you're gonna need your Pentagon hub, 5 legs, and we are gonna need the 5/16 18 by 1/2 inch bolt. First, you're going to take your leg, put the Pentagon on its side, and insert the bolt into the thread hole on the Pentagon. And throughout the assembly process, we're just going to go finger tight for now. We will go back and tighten everything once the whole chair is assembled. Okay, now that the legs are attached to the Pentagon hub, we want to attach the legs together. This is where we will bring in the 5/16 18 by 3/4 inch bolts, and then you're going to need the 5/16 nuts as well. And what you're going to want to do is connect the legs together, spin the nut on the back side just like so. All right guys, that's step 1 we have right here. Step 2, we're going to attach the casters to the ends of the legs, okay? So we're going to flip this guy upside down. Remember, it's just finger tight. We didn't go through and tighten anything with wrenches yet. So you'll notice we got 3 regular casters and 2 locking casters as well. So it's important when we're putting these on that, I mean, ultimately you can kind of put the locking casters wherever you want. We suggest you put them opposing each other. For this, you're going to need the big 1/2 inch bolts, should be 5 of them, and the 1/2 inch nuts as well. And there, voila. The casters are loosely attached to the legs. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to go through and tighten the caster bolts, caster nuts, and get the casters nice and tight to the legs. You're going to want to do that before you put the foot rail on. They're most accessible right now in this step. So you're going to need a 3/4 inch wrench and or socket. And you're going to want to make sure that these are nice and tight and that the caster rig doesn't swivel and they're secured to the leg. The wheels are tight to the legs. Now we want to go to step 3. We're going to flip this guy back over. We are going to attach the foot rail to the bottom half of the chair. So if you have the Robust Steel Max chair, you will notice that there are these little triangulated braces should be on the foot rail of the Robust Steel Max chair. And you're going to want to put the tabs on the side with the wheels, like so. And we will use the remaining 5 of the 5/16 bolts and nuts. One at a time. All right, so now the foot rail is attached to the lower portion of the chair. It is now okay to go through and tighten all of the bolts. You want to tighten them in the order in which they were assembled. Make sure you are tightening them on a flat and level surface so that everything is nice and level when it gets tightened together. So I'm actually going to want to move this over to this table while I tighten it down so that all the wheels are on a flat level surface. To tighten all the bolts on the lower half of your chair, you're going to need a 1/2 inch wrench and or socket. And like I said, you want to start with the bolts in which they were assembled. So we'll start with the hub bolts first. Go through and tighten them by hand. Again, guys, we don't recommend power tools. Now we'll tighten the foot rail up. All right, guys, step 4 now. We want to assemble the backrest and the seat post onto the main seat of the chair. So what we're going to do that is we're going to flip this guy over, and you'll notice there's an assortment of holes with threaded inserts on the back side of the wood. That's what we're going to use to attach everything, and you're going to want to use your 1/4 by 1 inch bolts here. should be 15 of them. And first we're going to do the seat post. So I like to align this flat. This is orientated a certain way. The flat on the seat post should have a hole that it is aligned with. That hole you want towards the back, towards these 6 holes, which will be the backrest. That determines the orientation of your seat and where your levers to adjust the height will be located on the chair. These guys we want to put in just like the last ones. Start them by hand so that we don't cross thread or anything like that. And just put them finger tight for now. We can go through and tighten them later when everything is attached to the chair. So 5 bolts for the seat post. Now we will put on the backrest bracket. We'll use the last 6 holes on the bottom of the seat. All right, now that these are all started and finger tight, we can go ahead and tighten up all these bolts. You're going to want to use a 3/8 socket or wrench to tighten these all up. And we highly recommend not using power tools, as it could pull out the inserts, the thread inserts that are on the back side of the wood and of the seat base. All right, step 5, we want to, I need this thing back. Oh, did I forgot to do the backrest? I did. That's okay, we can do the backrest in the next one. Step 5, we're gonna attach the quick height hub to the lower portion of the chair. Depending on the chair, type of chair you bought, you may either have a Acme nut that gets installed here or a quick height hub. Either way, they both get inserted into the pentagon, and the assembly is very similar. Slide it into the bore and there will be these little stainless steel 1024 socket head screws. That is what you're going to use to attach the quick height hub to the pentagon. You're going to want a T-handle would work great, but you can also use a Allen wrench as well, or a hex key to install these. Spin them in, just do them loose keep them loose until all 5 little screws are in. And then you can go back and tighten them up. All right, now that your quick height hub is tight and attached, you want to put in the levers. So I don't follow directions very well, and I already unwrapped the plastic off of the levers, but it is very important how these levers are installed into this quick height hub. As you can see, there is a bend to the profile of these levers. This is how you want them to be. The bend should be upward and they should be on top of each other. The longer lever will be on bottom. Bend upward, place them inside of the cavity. You have your cap, and then you can use the remaining 4 screws for the cap. Okay, like I said, the Acme version of the chair is very similar. You'll install the Acme nut with the same screws, and you'll just, instead of this whole lever action, you'll just have a clamp collar and you will thread it into the Acme nut. Very simple. Now we are ready to install the seat into the lower portion of our chair. Take your seat assembly, holy cow, and your spring. Lift up on the levers slightly and slide them right through into the assembly. And this is step 6. You're going to want to install the little cap washer on the bottom of the seat post to ensure that the seat doesn't pull out of the chair when raising the seat height. So take your washer, and should be the last little bolt you have left. Thread it into the bottom of the chair, and a 3/8 wrench, and just snug it up. No need to go crazy tight on that little guy. And because, like I said, I don't follow instructions very well, we want to put the backrest on with the last 4 bolts. And go ahead and tighten those up with a 3/8 wrench and or socket. And last but not least, the backrest rubber. You want to attach this on the spine of the backrest, and this is just a little protector strip to make sure that if this chair gets a mind of its own and goes rolling off, it doesn't damage any vehicles or walls or anything like that. And we are all done, guys. Super easy assembly, super easy operation as well. Just lift up on the sides of the seats to raise the height and simply remove your weight from the seat, pull the levers to lower the height. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, please reach out to us at sales@vyperindustrial.com. Have a good one, guys.